Oh,
What do you see on the film when you turn on and look at Justin Fields?
super talented, young quarterback, has a great arm strength, can make all the throws. I saw a throw that he made yesterday on film. I can't remember who they was playing, but he was rolling out to his right, and he threw it for about 25 yards down the field into a tight window to a receiver on the sideline. I thought that was a pretty impressive throw that he made in that game. But mobile, so he has all the tools that he needs to be successful. Now it's just going to come along with time, game experience, him getting more comfortable, in the lineup with the guys and his teammates. So I think the sky can be the limit for him because all the things that he has shown so far, it shows a lot of promise.
Haven't played a rookie when you haven't played him before and he's a rookie, like, do you go into it thinking, okay, well, it's mobile, we played Russell Wilson, we played Kyler, we played Lamar, like, can you play him that way, like, or how do you approach it?
Watching him on film, he's a little different. Like his mobility is a little bit different from like a Lamar Jackson or a Kyler Murray. To me, it seems like he's looking more to move around and throw the ball. He don't have many runs, on design, or you don't see him scrambling very much and take off and runs. The only time I really see him take off and run if it was like a design boot. If it's not there, he'll kind of take off here and there. But you rarely see him taking off with the ball. So I probably just say we have a solid game plan for him, but I wouldn't necessarily put him in that category just yet.
You look back when somebody has that much athleticism, though, to see more designed runs, because it feels like there hasn't been that much in his game plan this year.
Yeah, I think with him, it's different. Because a lot of things can happen with a young quarterback when you start to design runs for him. Like you put him in more harm's way. Everybody's a little different because Lamar was a more design run type quarterback, and I feel like he lasts a little bit longer. But then you have the RG3s, and that was a more of a design run type quarterback, RPO type offense. Then obviously we saw what happened to him. So it's a tricky situation when you want to decide to design running plays for your quarterback because he's so valuable to your team as well.
Patrick, how do you approach a game where the Bears might be depleted? I mean, they got a number of guys injured, COVID list, and they could be down a lot of guys. How do you kind of approach that situation?
That's not our problem. We're down guys as well, on our end as well, so we have to find a way to continue to move forward, continue to prepare the best way that we can with the guys that we have available to get this win because our backs are against the wall. No one cares what we're going through. No one cares what they're going through. Only thing that matters is finding a way to get a W.
When it comes to Fields, he's taken a lot of sacks and sort of brought along a lot of pressure. I mean, how much is that, in your mind, the coverages that maybe cause confusion for young players or pass rush, blitzes that he hasn't seen before, alignments? Like, how much kind of goes into that to create sacks?
Just making it dirty for him. Giving them different post and pre-snap reads. Different looks. So. And I think that's the key, to young quarterback. Just try to make it dirty as possible for him because obviously, you don't see as many fire zones in college football. You don't see many, zone pressures on the college level. Guys are not, in tune with leverages and where they need to be as they are in the league. So, I think, with him being, the quarterback, a rookie quarterback, we just have to make those windows dirty for him. Try to find ways to continue to create pressure, force him to kind of make those unorthodox throws he made. Whether it was Sunday night against Green Bay, he had a couple throws literally off his feet. So just try to make it tough as possible for him and try to stop the run and force the ball, put the ball in his hands for sure.
Patrick, what can you share with a Chris Boyd when he makes a penalty like that in that situation? And you obviously have a lot of experience to share with guys like that.
Chris will tell you is exactly what I told him after the game, just cruising altitude, man. You can't let those moments, define the outcome. Let your emotions, take over and pretty much put the team, in harm's way. You know, you have to act like you've been there before. You know what I mean? Because if it was a bad play, you'll be down on yourself, and if it was a good play, you'll be up on yourself. So either way it goes, you have to be right in the middle, cruising altitude. You can't get too high, can't get too low. You know, so he said that's the first thing he thought about after he got the penalty. It was a little bit too late, but hopefully learn from his mistake.
When you guys are off on Sundays, are you watching kind of the games and seeing the teams you're hoping to go lose?
Yeah, I definitely was watching the Cowboy-Washington game. I watched that Sunday night game, Green Bay and the Bears. And there was another game I watched. I can't remember, but yeah, I kind of tend to sit around with the girls, you know, cook breakfast and all that daddy stuff with the girls and stuff like that, and kind of watch football.
The Cowboys, because you know you needed a loss pinned on Washington.
No doubt about it. It just puts us in a better situation.
Yeah, and how are you in tune with all the tiebreakers and all that kind of stuff, being a veteran and what you need to do to get the postseason?
Yeah, you know, for the most part, you know, now with Washington losing last week, we just have to win the game that's in front of us. You know, if we're able to do that, you know, pretty much everything else will take care of itself.
You have an opinion on the taunting penalties, because you're not allowed to sort of celebrate near another player, but you can take the ball and run it all the way down and celebrate in front of a camera, right? I mean, it seems like it doesn't quite match up to me, but I don't know how you feel about it.
I think the refs can probably have a little bit more say-so in this, because they're kind of like in the game, so they can feel the emotions, kind of hear what the players are saying. I think if it's something towards a player that's not respectable, then that's taunting. But if a player is showing emotions, screaming and hollering, that's kind of like, you know, a guy playing with his heart on his sleeve. You know, so, but if it goes to bad mouthing the guy, calling him a bad word, I can see that. But some of the things, like I almost got a taunting call against the Steelers, but all I was doing was yelling because I forced the offensive lineman to come out to me and give EK easy access on a sweep play. I'm like, I wasn't even talking to him. You know, I was just excited that I helped make a play for the defense. So, and I think the refs can do a better job of, you know, kind of feeling the emotions, kind of feel the situation out a little bit better to throw a flag, assess the situation a little better, I guess.
Go punt a ball out of the end zone. You won't get flagged for that.
I know. All right, guys. Happy holidays.